All right, let's jump right in. Welcome to this training from Oasis&Brooks Ltd. Today, we're tackling a skill that is, no joke, the difference between a brilliant idea and a successful project. We're talking about the detective work of business analysis, elicitation, and collaboration. You remember that game telephone from when you were a kid, right? You whisper a simple message, and by the time it gets to the end of the line, it's completely scrambled. It's hilarious at a birthday party, but when that same miscommunication happens on a multi-million-dollar project, not so funny. That's the mystery we're going to solve today. So what's the secret? Well, it's not magic. It's a structured, disciplined process. The official rulebook for business analysis, the BABOK guide, calls it elicitation and collaboration. And this is the framework that professionals use to make sure that Whisper stays crystal clear from start to finish. So what exactly is this core skill, elicitation? Now, the official definition here says it's the drawing forth or receiving of information. But let's be real. This isn't just having a casual chat over coffee. It is a planned investigation, a deliberate mission to uncover what a project really needs, even the stuff people don't know how to say. To get a handle on this, we're going to walk through 5 core tasks, kind of like our detective's toolkit. First, we'll cover preparing the investigation. Then we'll get into gathering the clues, confirming the facts, and communicating our findings. And finally, we'll talk about the ongoing job of managing our key witnesses. And by that, I mean our stakeholders. First up, Section 1, Preparing the Investigation. In the BABOK guide, this is the task called Prepare for Elicitation. And it's so important because no good detective just wings it, right? They do their homework. This is where we lay all the groundwork for success. And this preparation phase is really thorough. Let's use a quick case study. Imagine a big retail chain wants a new self-checkout system. Our prep work isn't just about scheduling meetings. We have to figure out the scope. Are we just looking at the customer's screen, or do we need to think about inventory too? We have to pick our techniques. Should we interview the cashiers who know all the problems? Should we survey customers? Maybe run a workshop with the tech team? A rock-solid plan here saves everyone a ton of time and headaches later. Okay, so we've got our plan. Now what? Now we move into Section 2, Gathering the Clues. The official task is conduct elicitation. This is the part where we're actively on the case, boots on the ground, collecting all that raw information. And our toolkit has a ton of different methods for this. For that self-checkout system, we'd never use just one. We might conduct in-depth interviews with senior cashiers to get their deep insights. We'd probably run workshops with the IT and finance teams to get them all aligned. And we could even build a simple prototype for customers to click through. The real skill is picking the right combination of tools for that specific mystery. And this is a very structured process. Just look at this quote. When we sit down with that senior cashier, we don't just ask, "So what's broken?" We state our purpose clearly. We're here to understand the biggest frustrations with the current checkout process so we can design a better one. We even tell them how we'll use their information. This builds trust and gets us much, much better clues. We've gathered a whole bag of clues. But are they accurate? Are they the whole story? That brings us to Section 3, Confirming the Facts, or Confirm Elicitation Results. Think of this as the forensic analysis part of our detective work, where we double-check everything to make sure we didn't misunderstand something crucial. And the main goal here is pretty simple. Get everybody on the exact same page. For our self-checkout project, that means we go back to the tech team and say, okay, we heard that the new system absolutely must connect to the current inventory database. Is that correct? We're aiming for a solid, shared understanding before a single line of code gets written. And this table right here, it shows the power of this confirmation step perfectly. We take a vague need, the requirement, and turn it into a concrete idea, the design. Just look at that top row. The need is to reduce the amount of time required to pick and pack a customer order. The confirmed design becomes a process model showing new streamlined steps. See that? We went from a problem to a picture of the solution everyone can agree on. So our facts are confirmed, they're rock solid. Now we have to move to Section 4, Communicating the Findings. The official task is communicate business analysis information. Because let's face it, a detective's best work is useless if they can't clearly present their case to the jury. It's the exact same for us. And here's the key thing to get. Communication is a two-way street. The Babak guide is super clear about this. It's a dialogue, not a monologue. You don't just fire off an email with a huge report about the self-checkout system and hope for the best. No way. You present your findings, you check for understanding, and you work through any disagreements right then and there. This really makes communication a strategic game. You have to think, who needs to know this? What level of detail do they need? What's the best way to show them? A project sponsor, for instance, might just want a high-level dashboard. The software developer, they're going to need the nitty-gritty technical details. Tailoring that message is absolutely essential to keeping the project on track. Which leads us perfectly into our final and maybe most important task. This one isn't really a step, it's something that happens all the time. It's managing our key witnesses. The official task is manage stakeholder collaboration, because our stakeholders, they're where all the clues come from. Their active collaboration is the lifeblood of the whole project. This diagram is a fantastic way to visualize this. Think of it as a human map of our self-checkout project. We have to understand who's who. The store manager has a lot of influence. The cashiers are the ones most impacted by the change. The head of IT is a key decision maker. Knowing these relationships is the foundation of getting everyone to work together effectively. And managing stakeholders really breaks down into two parts. First, you've got stakeholder analysis. That's where we figure out who is involved and what they care about. That's followed by stakeholder engagement, which is our game plan for how we're going to interact with each of those people to keep them in the loop and on our side. If you walk away with one thing from all this, let it be this. Elicitation and collaboration are not phases you just complete and check off a list. Collaboration is a continuous loop. It's this constant rhythm of listening, confirming, and communicating that keeps a project from crashing and guides it toward a successful launch. So in the end, this whole detectives method is really more than a set of tasks. It's a mindset. It's about being deeply curious and totally committed to getting everyone to a shared understanding. So I'll leave you with a question to take back to your own work. What's the one conversation, the one crucial clue you still need to dig up that could completely change the outcome of your current project?